One of the many truths that we learn throughout life's journey is that actions definitely have consequences, both positive and negative. And when we are young, the consequences were appropriate for our status in life. If we failed to do what our parents told us to do, or if we stayed out too late with our friends, for example, the result could be that we get grounded. On the other hand, if we did well in school, if we helped out around the house, if we performed laudable actions, more than likely we'd find that we get rewarded in some way. And of course, when we became adults, the consequences of our actions became more significant. If one transgresses the law, prison is a definite possibility. If we fail to meet our responsibilities with others, it could be a death blow to a relationship. If we manipulate people or situations at our place of work, it could lead to the termination of our employment. However, on the more positive side, if we perform well at work, it could lead to a raise or to a promotion. If we use our time and our talent and our resources for the betterment of our community, we receive the respect and the praise of others. But even more importantly, create a better world for the common good. So today's readings warn us that we must seriously consider the consequences and the ramifications of our actions. It was true for the Hebrews during the time of the prophets. It was true for the Jewish people at the time of Jesus, and it's true for us today. In our first reading, Amos, one of the Old Testament prophets, was not pleased with the religious leaders of his day. They transgressed God's law by trampling upon the rights of the poor and the lowly in society. They couldn't wait for the new moon feast and the Sabbath to end so that they could continue their business and cheat others by diminishing that which was measured out, by outweighing that which was sold, by fixing the scales, by selling the refuse of wheat, and even selling the lowly person for silver. And these people had no care or apparent concern for what they do. They seemed to believe that there would be no consequences for their actions. But Amos very clearly gives them a warning that God will not forget anything you've done. Now, the gospel presents an interesting case of a clever and rather devious employee who figures out a way to get out of a severe jam. We are told that the employee was given credit for his enterprising actions. So I think I just want to explain this one just a little bit more so you understand it. So landowners at the time, all landowners had stewards. And stewards were the ones that managed the agricultural production of the property. Like they would tell people how much they would expect crops to be raised. And most of the renters at that time would pay the master with a fixed amount of produce as rent. So in essence, that employee, the steward, was the estate manager. The steward was the one who wrote the contracts for the renter, and the steward was entitled to a commission on each contract. But the steward was also responsible for paying the losses that he caused to the employer by things that he did wrong. And that's probably why that steward was being dismissed at the beginning of the gospel today. But the steward is immediately dismissed, but his master was a kind one. He did not fine him. He did not imprison him for his wrongdoing. He merely dismissed him from his employment. So he had a window of opportunity before the news would reach the villagers to try to see what he could do. So he summoned all of the debtors and he instructed them to sit down quickly and generously alters their debt. Now comes the master. He has a dilemma. If he rescinds the steward's new contract, which he had every means entitled to do, he would alienate those renters and the entire village who are now celebrating this master's generosity. But if he would allow that contract to stand, he might be a little short of the produce this year, which he probably didn't need to begin with, but his honor would spread far and wide. And so the master applauded that shrewd steward because it seemed like in the story, everybody benefited. In the Mediterranean world, honor is wealth. And so the master gained great honor. The steward, though he is now unemployed, can turn to his former clients for favors as he needed them. And the renters, they were happy because now they might have a little bit more for themselves, at least for this year. Now, that's a nice story, but that's not the end of the story. Because then Jesus goes on, because Jesus said, the person who can be trusted with a little will be trusted more, and the one who is not trustworthy will lose what he has. Hence, the moral of the story, the steward was not trustworthy in what he was doing. The point of the story goes back to what I began with. There are consequences for our actions. If we do well, if we use our gifts wisely, and if we make the most of the opportunities given to us, God will be pleased, and we will be given more. If, on the other hand, we use poorly or abuse what we are given, if we fail to utilize the opportunities presented to us, we will pay a costly price, because there are consequences to our actions. Consequences certainly exist for us based on our actions, based on our work. Right and proper use of God's gifts and effective management of our responsibilities is pleasing to God and leads to a very pleasant future. This is true in every aspect of our life. In our professional work, we will certainly reap the benefits if we work hard, if we follow the rules and do what we can to advance in our career. Our relationship with others, requires close scrutiny, demonstrating respect for all, never demeaning another person, and giving others the benefit of the doubt will pay dividends. Our life of faith also requires us to conduct a self-checkup. As Christians, we are called through our baptism to live our lives consistent with the teachings of Jesus, to bear our crosses when it comes, and to love God and to love our neighbor. If, on the other hand, we squander God's gifts, we abuse the responsibilities we have been given, whether it is at work, in our personal relationships, or in our life of faith, the consequences may be devastating. Yes, there are consequences for our actions. We have known that reality since our childhood. So let us use our gifts and our talents and our opportunities well and wisely for the betterment of others, and through our actions, may we one day find that eternal life with God.